began traveling in outer space. Being praised by great sages from the heavenly planets, he wandered about enjoying life for millions of years, with bodily strength and senses free from deterioration. He traveled within the valleys of Sumeru Mountain, which is a place of perfection for all kinds of mystic powers. In these valleys, he enjoyed life by chanting the glories of the Supreme Lord Ali. One time, while King Chitraketu was traveling in outer space on a brilliantly fulgent spaceship given to him by Lord Vishnu, he saw Lord Shiva was sitting in an assembly of great persons embracing Parvati on his lap with his arm. Chitraketu laughed loudly and spoke in the hearing of Parvati.
Lord Shiva, the spiritual master of the general populace, he has certainly undergone great austerities and penances. Yet, he is seated with his wife beside him, openly embracing her as if he were a common, ordinary man. Normally, ordinary conditioned souls enjoy the company of their wives in solitary places. How wonderful is it that Lord Mahadev, although a master of great austerity, is embracing his wife in the midst of such saintly persons.
Who is this upstart that thinks himself better than my Lord Shiva in controlling the senses? Alas, has this fool now received a post from which to punish shameless persons like us? Has he been appointed ruler, carrier of the rod of punishment? Is he now the only master of everything? This Chitraketu is the lowest of Kshatriyas, for he has impudently overridden Brahma and the other demigods by insulting my Lord Shiva. Upon his lotus feet, they always meditate. Lord Shiva is personified and the spiritual master of the entire world, and therefore Chitraketu must be punished. This person is puffed up because of his achievements, thinking, I am the best. He does not deserve to approach the shelter of Lord Vishnu's lotus feet, which are worshipped by all saintly persons. For he is ignorant, thinking himself greatly important. Oh, ignorant one! Now take birth in a low, sinful family of demons, so that you will not commit such an offense again towards saintly persons in this world.
My dear mother, I accept the curse. I do not mind the curse, for happiness and distress are given by the demigods as a result of one's past deeds. This material world represents the waves of a constantly flowing river. Therefore, what is a curse and what is a favor? What are the heavenly planets and what are the hellish planets? What is actually happiness and what is actually distress? Because the waves flow constantly, none of them has an eternal effect. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is one. Unaffected by our material condition, he creates all conditioned souls by his own personal potencies. The living entity, being contaminated by the material energy, is put into ignorance, and thus into different forms of bondage. Although the Supreme Lord is unaffected by our happiness and distress according to karma, and although no one is his enemy or favorite, he creates pious and impious activities by the agency of his material potency. Thus, through the continuation of the materialistic way of life, he creates happiness and distress, good fortune and bad, birth and death, bondage and liberation, mother, you are now unnecessarily angry at me. For since all my past stresses and happiness are determined by karma, I do not ask you to relieve or excuse me your curse. Although what I have said is not wrong, please, though whatever you think is wrong, pardon.
My dear, youthful Parvati, have you seen the greatness of the Vaishnavas? Being servants of the servants of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Hari. They are great souls and are not interested in any kind of material happiness. Devotees solely engage in devotional service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Narayan. Never fear any condition of life. For them, the heavenly planets, liberation, and the earthly planets are all the same. For such devotees are only interested in devotion to the Lord. Persons engaged in devotion to Krishna have natural perfect knowledge and detachment from this material world. Therefore, they are not interested in the so-called happiness or so-called distress of this world. Neither I, nor Brahma, nor Nara, nor the great sages who are Brahma's sons, not even the demigods can understand the pastime and personality of the Lord. Although we are part of the Lord, we consider ourselves independent, separate controllers, and thus we do not understand his identity. He holds no one as dear and no one as inimical. He has no one for his own relative and no one as alien to him. He is actually the soul of all living entities. He is the auspicious friend of all living beings and holds them all dear to him. This magnanimous Ketu is a dear devotee to the Lord. He is equal to all entities. He is free from attachment and hatred. Similarly, I am also dear to Narayan. Thus, no one should be astonished to see the activities by the most exalted devotees of Narayan, for they are free from attachment and envy. They are always peaceful.
Nice, Mommy.
Be cursed by poverty. That same Ketu accepted birth in a demonic species of life. Although still fully equipped with transcendental knowledge and practical application of that knowledge in life, he appeared as a demon and thus became famous. Rakasura.
Mother to father, father to son. I'm just a child who plays and has fun. I built my sandcastle of dreams magnificent, but heedless of time, so bold and omniscient. My kingdom, my queen, my palace of gold could not give me comfort as I did grow old. So I aimlessly pondered the question of time and searched for the answers, but none would I find. But the great sage Angira, for whom I pleaded, I answered my prayers, for he knew what I needed. An heir to my kingdom, so I could breathe easy, with smiling face and playful voice, more than just please me. Overjoyed with my child and the queen who gave birth, I showered my happiness over the earth. But then, in an instant, while still blind with glee, by death, my son was taken from me. Death to the dead, lost to the mourning. Now, gone was that which came from great yearning. And thus I lamented until the sages came and Giran and Brahma's great brain. They saw I was broken, and thus they did preach, and told me my son was not yet out of reach. They spoke of the Atma that travels so free from body to body, but I still did not see. But when the sage Narada raised my son from the dead, their words began to make sense in my head. And as all the knowledge in my mind increased, I had realized my purpose, and I obtained peace. Student to teacher, guru to disciple, I gave up my riches, my powers of life, to travel the cosmos among saintly beings, with the transcendental knowledge my life now had meaning. But thus I was cursed by mother poverty to be born into a demonic family. I accept this curse, for it is my fate. I shall take this new body and embrace this new state. What am I now that I was then? May memory restore again and again the smallest color of the smallest day, and allow us to learn so we may find our way. Time is the school in which we learn. Time is the fire in which we burn. But the soul is eternal, and forever is one, from mother to father, father to son. waiting for you, Krishna, to take me back home. Crucial words never said. All the love that you spread. Each a fragment of meaning to me. The confusion and pain. The contentment again. Just the peace of the meaning to me.
Bring me all of your dreams, you dream keepers. Bring me all of your happiness, so that I may wrap it in a blue cloud away from the too rough fingers of this material world.